Good morning. How are you doing, Bob Oaks here for the Gilly Galoo? We're just cleaning up and filling up the hummingbird feeders. We got so many hummingbirds around still. Louise and I have a great morning here with birds. We had all kinds of hummingbirds in our wildflower patch. We had hummingbirds at all of our feeders. We got fledglings that are bigger, stronger, faster now, but certainly the nuthatches and the chickadees and song sparrows. We have a bunch of song sparrows here with fledglings and stuff, and the goldfinches. So we have 5 or 6 different tubes going with their full niger seed, and so lots of goldfinches, and their fledglings will be there soon. So we're just topping up the hummingbird feeder to make sure. And one of the things that I've noticed in the last few days, and it makes sense with what I've been reading, is that we're starting to get some transitioning birds at our hummingbird feeders. So what I'm seeing, we're able to identify all the other birds. The hummingbirds are such a tenacious little bird for their size, and they're very territorial to their food. So over the course of the year, we find out what hummingbirds are at what feeders. At the feeder out front, for instance, is mostly the male that's there. Obviously he has a female and a one. He has one fledgling and stuff that's coming. And then the ones, these two here, one, and I just have one just around the corner, are all females that are after it. But the hummingbird that we have is this beautiful ruby-throated hummingbird. It's the only species that we have here in Ontario. Out of hundreds of different species of hummingbirds, we get one, so I guess we should be thankful about that. And as I say, they're such a territorial little bird. Some of the characteristics that is really cool about them is that some will migrate as far as Costa Rica and down into Mexico, lower US into Florida, very southern tip of Florida. Some will cross the Gulf of Mexico. Some go around down the coast through by Texas and then down into Mexico and down into Costa Rica and lower parts of North America and into South America. But they're just the male is the ruby, obviously. So we see the ruby on that male there. That's the telltale sign. There's the nest. If you can see, just a little wee thimble-sized nest with the female on it. So you can see the female that's very green with white breasts there and stuff. Most of the time, if you see the streak of the young right there, you'll notice that streaking. As they come to your feeders, pay attention to that underside of their neck and that streaking. And if you see a bird that you would say would be a female, but you see that still little indications of streaking on its neck, that's the fledgling, that's the small one. Obviously the colors are very crisp and they don't look tattered or torn at all. The male that's been guarding the feeder out front there, he's beat up bad. He's all scarred up and roughed. His feathers are all tufted and looking fairly dilapidated. There's another good shot of the male there. Not very vocal. They do have a little bit of a sound that they make when they're at their feeder, and you'll hear them chitter and chatter and go back and forth at one another. Let me see what we got. Chirping and wing noise is one of the things that we have here for sure. So that is very common. Chase calls, they call it. We've all heard that around our feeder, and that's chase calls. So they're chasing one another. And I've been also reading about the early departure warblers and things showing up at Point Pelee. So that's the transitioning that's happening, and we're seeing that transitioning here with the hummingbirds, in that there's around our wild patch and things, and around at our feeders, you can tell that they're different birds, and they're birds that have moved into the area from other areas. And that's the unique part. We talked about it in a video a week or so ago, that even though we think about birds that are here that are migrating, there are also birds in other areas and up in the boreal forest that are going to start to transition through. So you're going to have an opportunity to see lots of different things. We've had some warblers and things around our yard. Our bird bath is very busy, as is our Niger seed tube and our squirrel buster feeders. We don't have our pole systems up at the moment, but we're going to get them up shortly. But lots of great time. Hummingbirds are a fantastic bird. Keep your feeders full for at least another month, maybe even longer, as they need to really bulk up and really gain some energy for this long migration that they do. They migrate at night, they follow the trade winds, and so they really need to get beefed up. So our product is a plant-based sweetener that we use in our hummingbird feeders. We have added vitamins and minerals that are in it, so it helps them with their production, not only in guarding the food and looking after their young, but getting ready for this big migration that they're going to have. And lots of things happening, lots of birds on the move. So get prepared and get ready for some fun with the fall migration. You can tell the cool nights and things are happening. So have yourself a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.